Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to be sharing with you a gorgeous fall makeup look that's perfect for the season. We're going to be using some beautiful, warm, earthy tones. So let's get right into it. Before I begin, I want to share with you something that I've discovered, the new Sticks. It's a lip primer with SPF 30. It's got a little bit of color to it, but nothing crazy. The only thing I would say is that I don't apply it directly to my lips because it's really hard to control how much comes out, and then it gets all, looks like I ate chocolate. So I just put it on my finger and spread it around. A little goes a long way. So it does give you a little bit of color, which is great for every day if you just want a little something on your lips. But by the time we get to the lippies, this will have faded. But it's nice that it also has SPF 30 in there. So I've been really loving this one. I've been super dry lately. When the seasons change, that tends to happen to my skin. So I am going to make sure that my skin is very well moisturized and primed at the same time. So this Bobbi Brown Vitamin E Enriched Face Base, this is the mini size. It lasts a while. I'm glad I picked up the mini because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but I actually really do, especially for this time of year where my skin needs that extra bit of help in the moisture department, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and make sure that we get it all over, and this adds that extra moisturizing that I need right now and provides a primer for our makeup. I'm going to start with correcting the under eyes. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. Is this focusing? Of course not. Of course not. And this is in shade 2. I recently did a video comparing my all-time favorite under eye color corrector to the new Huda Beauty. And although I love both, as I mentioned in that video, it's really a preference in texture. The Huda is much more liquidy and a little bit more pink than peach. So I have found myself still reaching for the Charlotte Tilbury one more often. I still use the Huda, don't get me wrong. I do love it, it's great. But so far, Charlotte is reigning supreme, if you know what I mean. And now onto a concealer I have been loving lately. It's the new Gucci concealer, 22N. It couldn't be smaller. I love this concealer. It goes on very thin, and it's undetectable, very minimal creasing. I mean, I can't stop creasing from happening on my eyes. I have fine lines under my eyes. I am 50 years old, so that can't be helped, unfortunately. I wish it could. But I really am enjoying this concealer, mainly because doesn't look like I'm wearing concealer, and that's really hard to find, especially when I have such dark circles under my eyes. It does a good job of concealing those circles without it looking heavy, and that's rare. Also, this shade has a slight olivey undertone, which works perfectly for me. And that's also hard to find in a concealer. So this one is also just really at the top of my list lately. I think we had like 5 new concealers launch within days of each other, and it was concealer overload. And it took me a while to test them all out and see which one really works best for me. I think I mentioned off the top, I do have normal to dry skin, but I'm especially dry now in the autumn. It blends so easily. A gorgeous concealer. I absolutely love it. I'm going to be doing a top 10, I think it's 10. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole video on it or if I should just do a short on it. You guys let me know down below if you'd like to see a more in-depth top 10 concealers that I've used lately, or just a quick, you know, speed review type of thing, you know? I'm just gonna add a little bit more right here around my nose where I have some darkness. Cancel that out a little, and just a little bit on the bridge of my nose. Oh, and let's do a little bit here and on the chin too. I'll blend that out, I'll be right back, okay? And I'm gonna take a damp sponge and just go over the under eye area just to pick up any excess product. I didn't add a lot, but you never know. This is just an extra step that helps smooth everything out. Next up, we'll do our base. And I have been loving using the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint in shade 5. It is a skin tint, but it's got a lot more coverage than a typical skin tint. I would call this a very lightweight foundation, to be honest with you. I wouldn't call it a skin tint. You know what's a skin tint? The Hourglass. The Hourglass skin tint is a moisturizer with some pigment. This is a lightweight foundation, in my opinion. It gives such great coverage without looking cakey. It glides on smoothly. It's easy. Blends right into the skin, does not sit on top of the skin. And you know, you give it a second to settle. It doesn't oxidize. It's great. I add a little bit extra on this side of my face because I have a lot of discoloration in this area here, and it's getting worse and worse as the years go by. I use all my actives. Vitamin C really helps. Since I started using vitamin C, I've noticed a huge difference. Like even my sunspots have faded up here, but this area right here, it's a problem area. So this does a really nice job of covering all of that and still looking very natural, which is all we want, right? Cover it up, but let's not know it's there, please. Okay, I'm not gonna use any more cream products on my face, so I'm gonna go ahead and powder now. And I'm gonna use this Hourglass dual-ended brush, which I love because the one side's a little bit smaller. Oh, I didn't mention, I'm gonna be using the Hourglass translucent setting powder. And I love it, I really do. But this lid, I'm not a fan of it because all the powder gets in the center. Try to swirl it around. I don't get an even coat on my brush. So I put it in the cap, then I have to put it back in here. I mean, let's make our lives easier, please, okay? Even though I put up with it, look how finely milled this is. This is one of the best powders I've tried. I'm jumping from topic to topic, sorry. I'm excited about this powder because I recently discovered it, and I would put it up there with the Givenchy Prism Libre, however you pronounce it, and the Huda. And this one is a close first to the Givenchy, for sure. And not many people talk about this powder. Maybe it's because it's stupid expensive, but so is the Givenchy. Everything is. So I use the smaller end of the brush for my under eye area and the, you know, the smaller areas of my face, around the nose. And then I flip it over to this bigger side when I want to powder the rest of my face. It's such a light dusting. It looks like I'm putting a lot on, but it's so finely milled. It just kind of like settles, fluffs onto the skin, takes any shine away, and you're ready for the rest of your makeup, which is for us next the bronzer. One I have been loving recently is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Divine Bronzer in Naked Desire. The reason I love it is because it's very neutral. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. So it does give you, a little bit, depending on the placement, a little bit of contouring. But I'm not going for that look today. I'll use this Sephora brush. So as I was saying, it just gives you a nice bronzy, toasted, good word, toasted look to the face without looking too red or overpowering. Then a little across the forehead, warm that up. Right? Can't forget the forehead. It just kind of brings some cohesion to the face. And I like to dust it along the jawline as well. Here's a rougher, it's kind of like a pointy, dense brush. Take a little bit of this bronzer, and I'm going to just go not line my lips, but sort of contour right underneath here. Creates that shadow, makes your lips look a little bit plumpier, and right above the Cupid's bow. That's it. And I'm not gonna like super contour the nose today. I just notice it popping out at me in the mirror. So I'm gonna pinch my brush, go into the same bronzer, so we're not using a million products, and just kind of run it along my nose, on the sides, and then here, make that little diamond shape, and there, we're good. Oh, I think we're okay for bronzer. We're nice and bronzy. For blush, I want a nice peachy tone to my cheeks today. So I'm using the Laura Mercier, don't know what it's called, but it's in the shade Bellini, that I know. It's such a beautiful color. It looks doesn't look as peachy in the monitor, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous beigey peach. Yeah. A dot on the nose. So I did my eyebrows off camera. That's a lie. I did them on camera, but I didn't record it. So here they are, the brows. I used the 24-hour brow setter, and I also used this Kosas Nano pencil. It is so nano, and when I say nano, I mean nano. The only thing I would caution you is it's so thin. I've never seen such a thin pencil. Like, you can't even see it. Point is, you can't turn it up too much, because if you apply too much pressure as you're doing your brows, it will break off like a lead pencil. You know those mechanical pencils? That's exactly what it's like. Very, very fine point. It's great at drawing in very hair-like fine strokes. But like I said, I've broken off more than I've used. So that's just something to keep in mind. And for the eye, I use the new Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3, his new palette. It's the all matte. And I thought it would be perfect for this fall look. This row is the warm row. You can get a beautiful warm look with this. And then this row is on the cooler side. And then over here, under this cute little protective cover, you have creams, which one brown, one black, which you can use to draw on some eyeliner, which I did today. So I'm gonna attempt to remember what I did on this eye and do it on this eye. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. First, I took this color to be our transition shade. I'm using a Rephr 27. Thank goodness Rephr's numbers are large and I can read them. The formula is beautiful and creamy, but there is a little bit of kickback in the pan. Just keep that in mind. Like you can see it flying off. So I'm going to just start just above my crease and create a nice mid-tone transition color. Just going back and forth, but as I'm doing that, I'm doing little circles just so it can diffuse the color a little bit. Rephr 02 brush, and I'm going to dip into the lightest shade in the warm row. And I'm just going to put it all over the lid here. Not all the way, just from the inner corner on the mobile lid to the center of the eye, just a little more. I'm not planning on using any shimmers today. This is going to be an all matte look because I haven't done one in quite some time. So I just want to brighten this area up just a little bit. This next deeper shade, and I'm going to tap it on the outer corner. And then once I've placed enough pigment in there, I'm going to start dragging it over and into my crease, but just above the crease. Okay, just dragging it in that crease, but again, just slightly above to give a, we're going to pretend that crease is not there, just to give our eye the appearance of being larger. Once it meets that lighter shade, I'm going to just pat, kind of make it so that there are no harsh lines or distinctions between the two. Just a little bit more. This one right here. And then go back over that lighter matte shade. And again, tapping once it meets that darker crease color. I Rephr 26, and I'm gonna dip into the warmest, deepest shade. It's a beautiful, like an autumn leaf. That's exactly what I'm gonna describe it like as. Okay, then I'm gonna further deepen in just the outer corner, just over here, just to get a little bit more dimension. And then tap that in and work it in a little bit, but not as far as that mid color. Now I'm gonna take this cream brown, and I'm gonna take an itty bitty BK Beauty, not sure, but it's this one. It's so fine, it's so small and so precise. It's amazing for drawing on a winged liner. And I'm gonna attempt to duplicate that wing on this eye. Wish me luck. Here we go. My eyes are not symmetrical, and they're not the same at all. So what I want to do is pretend there's a line extending from the bottom here outward. So there's my little dot there, and I'm going to start dragging it in from there, bring it inward. It's hard to talk when I'm concentrating. And the middle of the eye now, and then connect it to that wing. And we're just defining the lash, and I don't want it to be too thick of a line. We're gonna go over it with some shadow, so you don't have to be super duper precise. I just want to make sure I have them even, and they look all right. They're never even. Make sure I don't have any little spaces in here. Take this other pencil brush from Refer. It's the 23, and I'm gonna dip back into the darkest shade that we used. And I'm going to drag this over the liner just to diffuse it a little. And then tie those colors all together as well. That's why it doesn't matter how perfect your line is, but that cream underneath will give it longevity and a little bit more definition. Take the same shadow and bring it on the lower lash line, not too far down, and then the lighter shade, and bring that a little bit further in. This color right here, oops, this color right here, and just smoke it out. Then, oh, no. There, you're good. You are good. I'm going to take our Makeup by Mario pencil. I love his pencils. I have all the colors. This one happens to be in Deep Plum, and I'm just going to put that in the waterline. Oh, you know what I wanted to say about those cream liners? They're not too slippery. They have enough grip to them that you don't have to worry about being so precise. Like, it gives you a little bit of drag so that you're not slipping and sliding everywhere. We're gonna curl our lashes. Refer lash curler, love it, my favorite. I've tried a few, the best one. I don't know what it is about it. It's very comfortable on the eye. Dior 3D Maximizer. I always prime my lashes. It is a must for me. This is a repurchase. I don't have a lot of repurchase stuff because I keep buying more shit, but this one definitely, I think I've repurchased about 4 or 5 times at least. Then I'm gonna go in with the Jones Road mascara. A pleasant surprise. It's got a really nice curvy wand, traditional sort of bristle, but it's amazing. I'm shocked. It's so good. Oh God. Well, we'll fix that in a second. I am not sure where we got cut off, so I'm gonna assume that's all on there. All great stuff. Now we're going to do highlight and lippies. For highlight, I'm using the Westman Atelier in Perla, I think it's called. And this is so easily applied. I just put it on my fingers and just tap on the high points of my cheeks. Bronzy undertone to it, so it's not, you know, white and streaky and in your face. It's very subtle. So I love that. Just a little bit on the bridge of my nose. Okay, and a little bit on the cupid's bow. Now, lips, and we're done. I ordered Lisa Eldridge Velveteen lipsticks, lip colors, okay? They look like this. They're absolutely stunning. I had to order from the Lisa Eldridge website. I ended up paying by accident, I think, in euros. Then, when it got to Canada, where I am, I had to pay duties. Regretful, except for the fact that these are amazing. And also I have to show you, I got with my purchase the most stunning, beautiful makeup bag. So in the end, it was all worth it. But I have two of the lipsticks here. One is called Muse and one is called Blush. And I don't know which one to use. I think I'm gonna do the berry color. Yeah, I think we're gonna go a little bit deeper today because I never do. So this one's called Blush, and I'm not gonna use any lip liner today. I'm just gonna go straight in. It's very berry. It is very berry. Now I gotta say, they feel so nice on the lips. And she calls it velveteen, and they are like velvet. Ooh. And I can use the tip of the applicator to get a precise line as much as possible on my lips. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful, especially for the fall. This beautiful berry. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Set all this with my Max Fix Plus. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere. And guys, that's it. That's the look. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button and the bell to be notified of all my future videos. Thank you again so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye. And here's the final look.